I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will learn how to write equation of perpendicular lines. Write equation of the lines perpendicular to the given line with same y-intercept. We have 5 different equations for you to practice. The first one is y equals to 2x minus 1. Then we have y equals to 2 over 3x, that's the direct variation. Y equals to minus 1 over 5x plus 1. Y-intercept is plus 1 in this case. X equals to minus 5. Now this is a vertical line. Y equals to 4 minus 0.5x. Here we have written the equation in a different way. The slope is indeed 0.5 minus. I'd like you to pause the video, write down the equations of perpendicular lines with same y-intercept and check with my solution. Now when we are talking about perpendicular lines, we say line 1 and line 2 are perpendicular if product of their slopes, that means m1 times m2, is negative 1. That is one way of saying it. Or we can say that one slope is negative reciprocal of the other. So that's the other way of saying it, right? So either we can say the product is negative 1 or their slopes are negative reciprocal. So we'll use this definition of slope being negative reciprocal, and as far as the y-intercept is concerned, I have taken equations in slope and intercept form. That is to say, my equations are in the form of y equals to mx plus b, and so b represents the y-intercept. So that value we are going to maintain as same. The whole idea here is to understand how the slope changes for a perpendicular line. So in the first equation, y equals to 2x minus 1, slope is 2. So what is negative reciprocal of 2? Negative reciprocal of 2 is minus negative of 2. Reciprocal means 1 over 2, right? That is the only change. Y-intercept will maintain same, correct? So that becomes a perpendicular line. So I'll write here equation of perpendicular lines denoted by this symbol, right? So perpendicular lines are given below. Now let's look into the second equation. Here the y-intercept is 0, right? Plus 0. So the negative reciprocal of 2 over 3 is negative 3 over 2. So you flip these numbers to get the negative reciprocal. C. Y should be equal to negative of negative is positive. 1 over 5 becomes 5 over 1. So I can just write 5 here. 5x plus 1. So you have seen in these examples how we can find very easily negative reciprocal of the slope and write equation of the perpendicular line. Now this one here is x equals to minus 5. This is a vertical line, and in this case the slope is undefined. So slope of a horizontal line will be 0, and we write that as y equals to, now in this case there is no y-intercept. I think you have to understand that part. So it's a variation to the question. In fact, it does not really qualify for, okay, x equals to minus 5 is kind of like this. You can see there is no y-intercept, right? So for the time being, I'm just writing y equals to, I can write any number here. Let's say y equals to 1, right? Even if I say y equals to 1, it will be a line which is definitely perpendicular, but the y-intercept is 1. X equals to minus 5 has undefined slope, and no y-intercept, right? So we cannot definitely make this rule come true. So it is not possible to write an equation which is perpendicular to this line and has the same y-intercept, since perpendicular line will have a y-intercept, right? So this one is not really possible, but I've just given an equation to give you an idea, but remember the y-intercept is not the same, right? So here y-intercept is not same, okay, because that is not possible, okay. Now the last equation for us is y equals to 4 minus 0.5x. Whenever it is given in decimals, you may change it to fractions and make negative reciprocal, or you can write 1 over this number, right? But I'll prefer to write this in fractions. Minus half is the slope, so minus of minus is positive, that is the slope, right? And half reciprocal is 2, right? So you get 2x, and y-intercept is plus 4. So that is how we get the equation for the last line. It's kind of tricky. First rearrange it. So let me show you how I did it. Let me rearrange this. So this will be y equals to minus of half x plus 4, right? Now you can do as we did earlier. Or you can use your calculator and divide 1 by 0.5, get the answer. So that is how we should do it, right? So except for one question, which is part D, we can write equation of all those given lines with the same y-intercept. Remember, if the question was to write equation of this line with same y-intercept, the answer really is there is none, okay? Since the line x equals to minus 5 really does not have a y-intercept. I hope you appreciate it. Thank you and all the best.